Hello and welcome back to Fly Out. And Happy New Year's too. Um, Today I am making a stealth fighter. Not exactly sure what generation this would be. Um, Originally I was trying to base it off of the SU-57, but then I started to lean into the CFA-44 Nosferatu, or whatever it's called, which is a plane from Ace Combat. And the this 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 plane was recommended to me by somebody, or not recommended to me, but somebody said that this was a plane from Ace Combat, because I've never actually played Ace Combat before. Um, but somebody who has told me that this is a plane from Ace Combat, and it's a cool plane. So I made this design based off of it, I guess. Uh, Not like one to one or anything, but just conceptually, and maybe a little bit like format. How would you configuration wise? Yes, because it's a Delta Canard with V-tail. Um, so yeah. And originally, the reason why I was so interested in the CFA-44 was because they said that it had, it's like a fighter jet with the amount of missiles of a missile carrier or something like that, something along the lines of so a lot of missiles. But I looked into it a little bit. Funny, doing research on a fictional plane, but I looked into it a bit, and it has a thing, a pod or missile bay above the intakes, I think, and it carries a bunch of omnidirectional, all-purpose missiles or something. I don't know what they're called, but something like that. Um, and it's like a really futuristic concept, not like actual real missiles that an air-to-air missiles. It's just like little rockets that just home in on anything that they see or something like that. Uh, and I kind of felt a bit scammed. Well, not scammed, but they're not actual missiles, you know. Um, and it doesn't actually have an internal weapons bay for actual missiles. It has external mounts for drop tanks and real missiles, air-to-air missiles, but no internal base. So that I'm not sure if it would even be considered a fifth or sixth generation fighter. I'm not sure if it is a fifth or sixth generation fighter in Ace Combat. It's one of the two, but I think in real life, without the internal base, it would be classified as a 4.5 generation fighter, because in real life, there's an example of the South Korean stealth fighter, the KF-21. I don't know the name of it, but the KF-21, and it looks like a stealth fighter. It's got like all the stealth characteristics, and it looks kind of like an F-35, I guess. But it doesn't have any internal bays, so it's classified as a 4.5 generation fighter, I think. And the Nosferatu doesn't have any internal bays, so I'm not sure what generation it would be classified as. Aircraft generations are kind of weird in that way, that they didn't really gain any popularity, like classifying things as generations, until recently. So like a bunch of the older fighters, they don't really have a specific generation that they would be in. And it's only like more recent fighters that are being classified as 4th, 5th, and 6th generation fighters. And even 6th generation fighters, they don't really have any like predefined characteristics that they have to fit into, at least not that I'm aware of. So it's really loose on what people would consider a 6th generation fighter. So I don't know. And the internal space of this plane was kind of small, so I had to I tried making a rotating missile bay, like there would be a missile positioned above the uh, bay, and then it would be dropped out of the bay and launched. So, like an AMRAAM would be out of a normal internal bay, but then it would rotate so that another missile is facing the exit or the bay or the whatever you call it. Uh, but it didn't really work. I'm not really sure how the inputs work. I'm not too familiar with it. So all I ended up doing was putting a thing that rotated and then never worked again into the middle of the plane. So I ended up scrapping it and just replacing it with 3 normal missiles. And 3 missiles is kind of a little bit underpowered, I guess. But the F-35 only has 4 AMRAAMs. But like the newer block variants are getting updates to be able to carry more, I guess. But it's fine. Like we can always put things on external mounts. But yeah, another big selling point in the design was that the CFA-44 has it has railguns, uh, electromagnetic launchers is what they're called in game in Ace Combat. Uh, but they're basically railguns. So that was also pretty interesting. I'm not really sure how stuff like that works, but in Flyout, of course, we don't have railguns. There's this really nice picture that I saw while looking at references for this design. It's and I like these blue tracers. They look very nice. That's something that I would like in Flyout is custom abilities to make custom tracers. Because right now we only have the red tracers, and I want like green tracers and white tracers and stuff like that. Stuff that was actually in real life. But I also want to be able to like for more futuristic designs like lasers or stuff like that. I want like to be able to make custom tracers. There's a lot of things in that I wish were in Flyout, but aren't, unfortunately. But that's that. Unfortunately, in the game hasn't been updated in a while, so it's it's not very likely that any of these things will be added, at least not for a long time. Or maybe you could see the fact that the game hasn't been updated in a while as a sign that the developer is working very hard on an update, and that the next update will be soon and will be full of new stuff or something like that. I don't know. It's I understand that game development is a very time-consuming and very challenging process. And I have respect for the people who like, especially solo devs, indie devs, that they don't really have a huge budget, and they to like balance working on their passion. It's basic. That's what indie games are. They're the developer's passion. You know. I mean, if you want to make a game to make money, sure, go ahead. But like, the real reason why people make indie games, or at least in my opinion, the reason people should make indie games is because they have an idea and they want to make that idea into a game, and AAA developers don't do that. Yeah. All right. So we're back here in our underground airfield. And I really like this plane. Um, I put like actual working air brakes on this thing. Well, not air brakes, but like you know, like the flaps that do this. So yeah. Um, when I last used these 3D thrust vectoring nozzles, um, I accidentally put yaw on the vertical axis instead of the horizontal axis, so it didn't actually do anything. So I fixed that now, so the nozzles actually turn when I use the yaw control. So that's good. It has a pretty long takeoff run. I just noticed, but I'm sure it's fine. This is a somewhat heavy plane, I think. And I only have space for 3 missiles in the internal bay, so that is sort of problematic. But just pretend that they're like anti-everything missiles, like anti-ship missiles that can also hit aircraft or something like that. Or like that nuclear bomb missile that they created back in like the 60s or something. Yeah, that's what this is. Okay, so don't worry about it. Uh, there's a guy right there. Missile that's coming in. Another guy, 2 other guys actually, and more missiles. Let's open the doors. Oh, I am not paying attention. Will that hit? Yes. Oh, okay, that was kind of close actually. Um, we're pulling a lot of G right now. This is probably not healthy for our guy, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Health insurance will cover it. Okay, there we go. We are getting more missiles launched at us. There's the other target drone. This probably is not very interesting to watch. Like, it's just a black screen. Most of it is just like, cause the guy is blacking out. Oh my god, that's a lot of missiles. That, we seem to be fine, I think. There's like, other guy over there. I think he's out of, I think they're all out of missiles, right? They only have 4. So that's like a maximum of 12 missiles that they can shoot at us. So that's probably, we're probably fine. The guns are, they sound nice, but I am very bad at using guns. Even though like the electromagnetic whatever, the railgun on the CFA-44, that's like its whole point, right? It's like the railgun and then the all-directional missile thingies. That's like the whole point of it. But we don't have all-directional missiles that I can fit in the pods on the side, and we don't have railguns either. So this is kind of not the greatest. But whatever. It still works, it looks good, and that's all I care about. Looking good. There we go, we can just fire that now. And we have no more missiles. And there we go. Alright, now I'm going to try to land. But the runway is under the ground, so I can't exactly land on the runway. So I'm just gonna like land in the field here. Uh, like the farmers in the fields just watching the multi-billion-dollar jet glide down from the heavens and land in their field, destroying their years of work cultivating their farm. Alright, so we're getting kind of close to the ground now. We're still not slowing down. So I guess I will deploy the air brakes. Not the air brakes, but like the flap thingies. It does like push us up. Like yeah. Um Probably won't be too much of a problem in lower speeds. But let's see, let's extend the flaps here. Yeah, we're slowing down a decent amount. Or like 200. I guess we can extend gears at this point. Then do this. And then like, yeah, 200 maybe is a good 200 is a good speed to land. I'm not sure. Oh, that's a kind of a rough landing. Oh, that actually didn't go too poorly. Usually when I land, it goes pretty badly, but this didn't go too bad. Um, yeah, I guess these flap thingies are actually really useful. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe next time I'll have something similar. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.